Question 1. The balance in an account is given by a function b of x equals 800 times 1.2 to the x power, where x is the number of years since the account was opened. What is the average rate of change of the function over the interval 1 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 4? Include units. So the first thing I did was type the function my equals. Notice you don't type b of x, just 800 times 1.2 raised to the x power. Go to second graph to go to the table, and the two x values I'm looking for are x equals 1 and x equals 4. So in your table, you'll notice at 1, the y value is $960. And then if you go down to 4, you'll have to highlight the number on the right to get the pennies that are at the end. But at 4, the y value is $1,658.88. To get the rate of change or average rate of change, you want the change in y. So you're going to take the change in your y values. That's the 960 and the $1,658.88. This is your change in y. And the change in x will be the change from the 1 to the 4. So to do that, you simply subtract your numbers. Go to second mode, type 1658.88 minus 960. So your change in y is $698.88. Now this represents the dollar amount because these were your dollar amounts. So put a dollar sign. And then your x's are 1 and 4, so 4 minus 1 is 3. And this represents years. Divide the number 698.88 by 3. And your answer is $232.96 per year. Question 2. The height of an object in meters as a function of time in seconds is given in the graph. What is the average rate of change of the height from 2 seconds to 8 seconds? Include units. On the graph, you'll notice that the horizontal axis will be your seconds because it says the function is of time in seconds. So let's write seconds for our axis label. And then this other axis is the height. It doesn't tell you this, but this, actually it does tell you, it's meters. So this is height, and let's add meters. Okay, so the point we care about is the one where x is equal to 2. So you'll notice this one is highlighted in the graph, 2. And if you look at your y coordinate there, that coordinate was 6. So let's go ahead and label this 2, 6. The other point we care about is at 8 seconds. That would be this point. This coordinate, these coordinates are 8, 0. So if we want the rate of change or average rate of change, remember change in y goes on top. So 6 to 0. Always do your second y minus your first y. So that's 0 minus 6. And these are meters. And then on the bottom, we're going to do change in x. So your second x value is 8, and your first x value was 2. So 8 minus 2. So the first number was negative 6. 0 minus 6 is negative 6 meters. 8 minus 2 is 6 seconds. So when you divide negative 6 by positive 6, you get negative 1 meters per second. So that is the average rate of change in the graph, negative 1 meters per second. Question 3. The amount of precipitation collected in a rain gauge in inches over a period of months is given in the table. What is the average rate of change of the function from January to April? Include units. So the first thing we want to look at is which order pairs is it asking for. So the first one is the month January. So you'll notice the inches of rain in that month were 3.4 inches, and the other is April. So this is at the end of the table. So what we want for average rate of change is change in inches, that's your change in Y, over change in months. That's your change in X. So to get the change in inches, we just subtract 4.9 and 3.4. And then for the change in months, it went up 1, 2, 3 months from January to April. And if you think of this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 minus 1 would give you 3 months. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and subtract 4.9 minus 3.4. 4.9 minus 3.4, and that's 1.5. And I'm going to subtract 4 and 1. Again, that's 3 months. Divide the numbers, and you get 0.5. So it increased 0.5 inches per month. Question 4. What is the average rate of change of y equals negative 25x plus 120 over the interval x equals 1 to x equals 30? Now you may think you need to type this in the calculator and look up these numbers in your table and subtract and do a lot of work, but actually you don't have to do any work on this problem because this function y equals negative 25x plus 120 is linear, and the slope of this function is negative 25. And since it is linear, the slope never changes. So the average rate of change of all linear functions is constant. This function has an average rate of change of negative 25. So the answer is negative 25.